Hi guys, and welcome back to On the Fence. So Liverpool have just had to fight and claw for all they could to get 3 points against Crystal Palace, which they did by 4-3 in the Premier League. Let me just check. Claw. Yep, I'm working. Liverpool have just beaten Crystal Palace by 4-3 in a mad game of football. The title of the video, I hate playing Crystal Palace. I absolutely do. It's always nervy. You know, they used to be our bogey side. We've done well against them, but this game was an absolute immense game of football. You know, I watched the early kickoff between Wolves and Leicester, which ended 4-3 as well. Then this game goes and does the same. I mean, I can say it now after we've just won the game, but you know, that was a great game of football to watch for a neutral. You know, a neutral, not anyone supporting either side. It was a great game to watch, but for me personally, it was such a nail-biting game because it went either way. You know, it was swinging either side, and any team could have won it at any point. I was really impressed actually with Crystal Palace and how they played. Fucking Roy Hodgson yet again. You know, they played well against Manchester City a few weeks ago, and everyone was saying, you know, it was just one of them out of the blue performances. But I do think Crystal Palace are a good side. You know, I've always thought Crystal Palace were a good side. That's why I hate playing against them. Especially at Selhurst Park with the fans behind them. They're a great team and a tough team to play because they defend well. And, you know, they were talking about how Roy Hodgson likes to organise his team, you know, in shape and stuff like that. And they were good in shape, and then they were very good on the counter-attack as well. And the first goal of the game was their goal. And it was a fantastic goal he scored as well, because it was, and I texted my mate and said that was possibly the best goal I've seen scored against us all season, probably since Wanyama against Tottenham last year at Anfield. Obviously, this goal different for different reasons. Liverpool pressed their back line, and I think it's James McArthur or McArthur, whatever, had the ball. And, you know, we have Mane around them, Salah around them, Firmino around them, Keita around them at one point. I think Henderson was there as well. And he calmly just beat our press, switched the ball over to Van Arnold. He gives it to Zaha down the left-hand side. Zaha beats Milner very well down to the byline and cuts it across, and Townsend smashes it in for 1-0. And honestly, I can honestly say that was it was a great goal. It really was. You know, you've got to hold your hands up sometimes when great play and there's a great goal. However, obviously, everyone was talking about the handball before that, where Mane gets a free kick given against him for handball, but it should have been a penalty for Liverpool because he didn't actually handball it. It was Townsend. But things like that can happen. That's okay. And I can say that now because we won. But you know, at the time it was frustrating. But again, like I said, Crystal Palace's goal was very good. You know, and sometimes you do have to hold your hands up and look at when the other side have just scored a great goal. You know, we had that little bit of luck against went for us against Fulham, I think it was. You know, that went for us against Fulham, where the other team should have had a pen, and then we went the other end and scored. So I apologise. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So 1-0 down Liverpool, and then you know, we go into half time 1-0 down, and you're thinking, Jesus, you know what I mean? It's a tough game. Palace are doing well and stuff like that, and then we come out to the second half, and I don't know what happened. Liverpool just started playing with this immense confidence. And you know, we just put pressure on them, and we went and scored the goal. You know, sorry, that's just baffled me a little bit. What is it with Virgil van Dijk and having mad shots that don't go anywhere, but then they end up causing the goal, causing havoc? You know, you have the derby where he hits the bar from a sliced shot, and this one, when you look at the replay, the shot was actually going miles wide. It's probably going towards the corner flag. Yeah, it deflects off, I think, McArthur, and it falls to Mo Salah. But make no mistake about it, the touch by Mo Salah is world class to get that into the back of the net. It's so hard. The ball's coming over his shoulder. You know, you don't know where it's going. It's spinning because it's deflected up in the air, and he just has the whereabouts just to tow it past Grandad in goal, Julian Speroni. And you know, he scores, makes it 1-1. We're back in the game just like that. You know, for all the good play that Crystal Palace had in the first half, you know, nullifying our attack. You know, second half comes out, and within a minute we've just equalised 1-1, and then we go and get the second as well in quick succession. I'm trying to remember who scored that. I can't even remember. Doesn't matter. It was just, this game just kind of just flew by. I think I know Mo Salah scored again. I don't know if he scored this goal though. It was you know, it was a crossfield ball by Fabinho to Milner. And Speroni kind of touches it over, and he makes a mess of it, to be honest. Grandad in goal. He makes a mess of it, and it's towards the line. It looks like it's going to go in, and Mo Salah just taps it in, make sure it goes in. To be honest, I actually completely forgot about the second goal. I don't know what that was, to make it 3-1, to be honest. No, it weren't. It was to make it 3-2 because they equalised. This has just gone downhill so quickly. The main point is Liverpool won. But one person I do want to mention is James Milner. Absolutely fantastic by James Milner. 2 tactical fouls, and he's my hero. He's absolutely fantastic. He is a hero. He takes the yellow card by leaving one in on Zaha because he knows how good Zaha is. And look, I know that people are going to complain and people are going to moan, but I don't give a shit. Other fans would love this if it was at their club. James Milner takes a yellow card for basically leaving his studs on Zaha's ankle. Some people might say it's a red card offence, the first one, but, it is what it is. He kind of jumps in a little bit and he catches Zaha on the ankle. It's a bad one, to be fair. But, by any means necessary to win the game, and it's gone and helped us because, they didn't do anything from that free kick. And then the second one, he kind of got played short from a pass by Jordan Henderson. I thought Milner was a bit further up the pitch, and Jordan Henderson leaves him a bit short. And Zaha's about to intercept the ball, and James Milner just kind of flies in with a tackle and makes sure he gets Zaha again, because Zaha's their danger man. And, if he can't run fast because his ankle's hurting, then that's good. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sorry, I know people are going to complain, but I don't care. I really don't care. Milner's gone and sort of took one for the team there, and I'm happy. I'm happy that he's took one for the team because, like I said, by any means necessary, you've got to win the football match. So, he takes his second yellow card, red card, and, at that point you're thinking maybe Palace are going to maybe get back into the game, but, nothing comes of the free kick for them. It actually turns into a counter-attack by us, but we don't get the goal in this instance. However, a few minutes later we do. The board goes up for 5 minutes at a time, and then just as it does, I think about 2 minutes in, Liverpool then go on another counter-attack, and we go and score. Robbo does very, very well to keep it in from the byline, and Sadio Mane is onside. He's marauding down the left-hand side into the box, and he just side-footed past Grandad in goal. 4-2 to Liverpool. I was hoping at that point, right, that's it now. That's completely it. But there was one more goal left in the game to score, and it was by Crystal Palace, just to make it 4-3, to make it a little bit nervy in the end. I think the first time we conceded 2 goals in the league all season was against Man City away. And then now we've gone and conceded 3 in a game as well. It's mad. The lowest, I'm sure they said the lowest scorers in the league, Crystal Palace. And, obviously we've conceded the least as well. It's just a mad game of football. But we've come out the other side of it. This is a rare game. Let's make no mistake about it. This is a rare game of football. We're not going to go every game 4-3 in it till the end of the season again, like we did last year. It's a more, defensive. There's a better defensive solidity about Liverpool. This was kind of just one of them games that were just mad because Crystal Palace played very, very well, and we weren't really up to scratch in the first half, and we were losing the ball, and our press didn't work because Crystal Palace played around it, and that's fair play to Crystal Palace. They played very well in this game, but still lost. So yeah, that's my my forgetful review of the game, of the goals and stuff like that. I do just want to talk very quickly about our midfield. I know Keita didn't really have the best of games, but he was trying a lot in this game, and you've got to commend that. You do, because he's a new signing. It's taken him a while to to sort of get his footing in the team, but he will get there eventually. It might just take a while, a lot longer than we thought it would. When you pay £50 million for a player, you expect them to come in and just be great straight away. But it's hard because it's hard to play under Klopp. In a Klopp kind of system where the way we play, players need to learn and need to be up to speed. Oxlade-Chamberlain was like that. He spent about 3 months just being a bit part player, and then he come into it. Fabinho obviously didn't start the season really. It was Keita that started instead. Van Dijk's probably the only player that you look at and say he's kind of the player that you plug in and play because he is world class. He's probably the exception in that regard. But yeah, so I think Keita, there's going to be more to come from, of course. He went off about 60, 70 minutes in for Shaqiri to come on. So, but Shaqiri's the super sub, and I think that was always going to be the substitution, Shaqiri on for Keita, because Keita wasn't going to last 90 minutes, let's be honest. But, there's a few more games, winnable games now before we play Bayern Munich in the Champions League. I'd like to see Keita play them. and hopefully just play himself into a bit of form. That would be great. Fabinho was excellent today, especially his pass for the third goal, because I completely forgot the second goal. That was a great pass over the defense, diagonal ball to Milner on the right hand side. He's making goals with passes like that. I remember the one against Man United for Sadio Mane, the first goal. That was Fabinho's pass again. So, he's got a great range of passing, and I'm so excited to see how our midfield is going to develop with Keita coming in and hopefully, playing himself into a bit of form with Fabinho in the six. This team's just going to go from strength to strength, because our midfield was, if everyone was talking at the start of the season, our midfield was our weak point. By all accounts, people were talking about our midfield being weak, the weak point of our team. So, it's good to see that we've got that sorted out, and we are sorting out as games go by. And then lastly, I do just want to talk about Jordan Henderson, because I actually found myself on YouTube watching from the 14-15 season under Rodgers. I was watching a little bit of like the FA Cup games where we beat Bolton, and I think it was the one against Aston Villa as well. So the one we lost and stuff. But I was watching a few of the games there when Jordan Henderson, obviously he just became captain, didn't he, after Gerrard left, and he was the one that Brendan Rodgers trusted with the mantra of being the talisman. And I was watching his performances and I was thinking, I just love to see a bit of that Jordan Henderson. The more aggressive, the man who, he gives a pass and he breaks into the box and stuff like that. And that's not the Jordan Henderson that we see right now. Of course, it's not. We see a lot more reserved Jordan Henderson, because he's a lot more mature and he's a lot older now. He's more about dictating the play. But today we saw what Jordan Henderson can do today, and a little bit of him back towards his best. And I think he was absolutely instrumental in that midfield today. And the way he was dealing with Zaha's counterattacks. Obviously on the other side as well, Schlupp and stuff like that. Van Arnold down the left hand side as well. I think Jordan Henderson was excellent in this game. Of course, room for improvement for everybody, but Jordan Henderson did very well in this game, and I just wanted to mention that because he does get a lot of hate in this, from our fans. People don't understand how he plays, but I do want to say I think he was excellent today. Mo Salah didn't dive; he got fouled, but it wasn't a penalty. Fair enough, and scores 2 goals, so he shuts everyone up again. Sadio Mane's got a great record against Crystal Palace and goes and scores again. Bobby Firmino once again dropping into the 10 from the 9 position, being the glue that keeps everything together. His link-up play in and around with Keita and Salah and Mane is just second to none. He just knows where people are going to be. Absolutely impressed with him. Andrew Robertson, I haven't talked about him getting his new contract, but absolutely congratulations. And I'm sure his wife's had the baby. I haven't even looked on Twitter or anything like that to see her. James Milner, well done to you. Even though you got a red card, I don't care. I love the fact that you took one for the team. You weren't selfish and just let Zaha run past because you didn't want to be sent off. You got sent off for the good of the team, and it's helped us win the game. Fantastic to you. Joel Matip, good first game back after injury. Virgil van Dijk, as instrumental as always. You can always hear his song getting sang around the Kop. And Shaqiri again, come on and did affect the game, didn't he? He come on, he was trying them passes in behind and stuff like that. And a few times he did let Salah loose. Salah could have maybe took a few more opportunities, and it's mad to say that because he scored 2 goals. But if he took his opportunities more, he probably would have had 4 or 5 or 6 goals in a game, and he probably would have that every week. So, it is what it is. Liverpool won 4-3 today. 7 points clear now at the top of the league. City play tomorrow, and I think Tottenham play tomorrow as well. So see what happens there, but I don't really care because we'll be ahead of them whether they win, lose, or draw. So yeah, all in all, it ended. I did just see Man U versus Brighton. I watched like the last little bit of it. I don't know if it ended 2-1 or it's finished or what. I'm not too sure. I think it did, didn't it? If it finished 2-1, I don't know. But yeah, Liverpool won, and that's the only important thing, really. I don't care what City do, don't care what Tottenham do, don't care what anyone else does. Liverpool won the game yet again, and we're going into next week with a lot of confidence from this result and from this performance, because I think we come out in the second half and we were a force, especially in the early parts of the second half. We were a force to be reckoned with in that game. We were, because we come out and it was like a different team just stepped onto the pitch. That's good, mate. I'm proud of you too. Keep going the way you're going. That's good. That's good. Let me know what score the Man United Brighton game was, because I didn't actually see the end of it. Please, thank you. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. It was a Tough day. I do hate playing Crystal Palace. I will always hate playing Crystal Palace, but we got the job done. We've won the game. Everton lost. It's fantastic. Yeah, thank you for watching. I've been on the fence. Take care and subscribe.